Hello everyone, Bridget Casey here, and I'm so excited to be part of the September 2023 Marvelous Monthly Video Hop. Here we are with our project we're going to create today. We will be using the beautiful Craft a Flower Japanese Camellia Die Set. This is how I store my Craft a Flowers, just in case you're looking for ideas. And here are the inks we're going to use: Tranquility, Misty Morning, and Cloudy Sky. And I thought I was going to go ahead and use Summer Afternoon, but I ended up using Fall Harvest, which is right next door to it. We're also using the Build a Garden Sweet Lilies for just the sentiments. I do end up putting that larger one, May You Find Comfort, on the inside of my card. So we're going to go ahead. I have a piece of Hammerhill 80-pound cardstock, and it's cut to 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm laying out all my dies and a bonus die, which I don't know where that die goes, which that's a problem for another day. That one that looks like a V. So if you know where it goes, let me know. We are just putting some satin masking tape to hold these into place while I go through my die cutting machine. I did still get one a little too close, and it did not cut all the way, but it's easy just to go in and trim with scissors. So I didn't make you watch me, die cut those. So we're beginning with butternut, and we're going to use those on the base pieces, and then we will put pumpkin pie on the layered pieces for these center pieces of the flower we'll get to later. Then we're going to begin with Misty Morning and Cloudy Sky. So I'm going ahead with Cloudy Sky, and I'm starting kind of in the center and heading out. Oh yes, and a reminder, if you have die cut your pieces like I have die cut my pieces, the color can go through those openings there. It doesn't seem like a big opening, but it can. So you want to put a piece of cardstock behind you to catch that extra ink. Or our amazing stamping mat would work great as well. My office is still in chaos from moving. So I didn't know where mine was. It's in a box somewhere in this house. I can feel it. So I'm going along with Cloudy Sky, and I'm kind of following and now I've switched to Misty Morning for piece 3 and 4. I'll use Misty Morning. And I'm following the layering guide actually on the back and seeing where they kind of added the color. And I'm mimicking that with my florals here. You can go completely outside the box. You can cover the entire floral with color. You could use all 4 colors in Tranquility. Really, your imagination is the only limit there. If you can imagine it, you can make it. So make sure to embrace your creativity and create what's in your heart. So we are using Misty Morning on this first keyhole piece. And then I'm going to go in and just add a little bit of Cloudy Sky. I thought, why not? Why not do that? And then I was like, ooh, why not do that on the other pieces that I didn't use Cloudy Sky on as well? So see, whatever strikes your fancy at the moment, or makes your heart happy when you are coloring, please do it. Just do a project that makes your heart smile, because that will make the recipient's heart smile as well. So I'm going along, and now I'm back to my Misty Morning. And I'm going along and doing all of my pieces. My pieces are cut pretty much in order. I like to do them that way so it's easy to follow along if I'm ink blending along with the layering guide. I also like that so it's easy when I go to layer them together. They're already in order. I don't have to worry about it. So really that's something I begin in the process when I lay my dies down. So I store my dies in the order that they appear in the project. So that way when I take them off the sheet, I put them on the paper in that order, and then I put them back in that order. So it helps me to align it really, really super fast. So you saw me, I had my forest glades, and then now I'm just coming in and adding evergreen here. And I kept adding it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's not a lot of color on here. And I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, well, I can add more color when I take these out. Then when I popped them out of the cardstock, they were perfect. So you see all that excess ink, and I think sometimes it throws our eye for a little loop. So I call this the little man. So he looks like a guy that is doing his best 70s dance with his finger up in the air pointing. So I've layered him together. And then I am layering together the keyhole center. So we got those taken care of. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the arrow flower. So I've got piece 1, I'll layer piece 2, making sure to keep that arrow shape open. And I'm putting a small amount of glue tape on the back of the piece that I am adhering so I don't have excess glue tape hanging off the side. This piece didn't cut perfectly, but enough of the arrow cut that I could put that into place. And this piece just followed along with the outline, so I was fine. There's our first flower. Now we'll go ahead, and I decided that there wasn't enough ink, so I added a little more. We'll go ahead and we will put together our keyhole flower. I'm using my tweezers. There were some like paper shreds, you can kind of see them on my work surface, that were kind of hanging on. I may need to change my cutting plate. That may be what the problem is. So we're layering these all together. Tweezers are super helpful. I love my tweezers. They are so great. So I'm using the keyhole to align this piece, and then I'll use the outline of the shape to align this piece here, which includes the cover-up piece and the layer. So we have all of our pieces together. I'm going to run a piece of A2 cardstock through the masonry wall embossing folder. I'll get my stamp wheel out. I'll put my 2 sentiments into my stamp wheel. And then I'll move those down. Sorry, they're a little down at the bottom, but I picked up my paper, just put it back in. Use some obsidian, and I am going to heat set this with clear heat embossing powder. I've run them through my mini blossom, and now we're putting foam tape on the back of our flowers. So we'll get those figured out where they're going. I think I want to tuck that one there. So I have my glue tape on the back of it, and it's all set to go. And I fidgeted a lot with my sentiments. I had this little 2 strips down in the bottom, and I didn't know what to do with them. So I could have actually left the In My Thoughts and Prayers. I could have left that. That looked nice, but I didn't like it in the moment. It's funny how you don't like it in the moment, and then in editing, I'm like, oh, I really liked that. So it's funny how that works. So I'm just playing with how my layout's going to be, and then I'm going ahead and adding glue tape to the back of my elements and getting those stuck down. I'll get my flower stuck down into place, and then I just have to do my last 2 leaves up there. And I have to figure out the placement of my sentiment. So I'm getting that into place. And once that's into place, that finishes off our project. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having such a great time on this hop. Don't forget to check out all the other amazing crafters with projects from this amazing release. Until next time, happy crafting.